When I was in college, we took art history, which I did terrible for the first 2 years because I wasn't really paying attention. It was something that we had to do. I liked history, but art history didn't seem to get me. But what happened was, as I got more into my major and started realizing that when the teacher says you might want to keep notes what you're doing so you know what's going on, in your sketchbook. And then when I was in art history class, I was sitting there listening to the lecture, half falling asleep, and then she started talking about the artist Gauguin, who said, well, I did this color, I did this color, I did this, this, and this, and I think I'm really pleased with it. And kind of all of a sudden hit me that here's an artist telling you what he did, as well as Monet and Cézanne. You start reading this stuff. I started reviewing that again, and I realized, well, they're telling me how to paint and what they're looking for. So what I started doing myself is just recently I started writing down what I felt about a piece. Or if I was going to do something different to a piece, I'd write notes to myself. And I realized the scientist keeps a daily log about when he works. A captain on a ship keeps a daily log what he did for that day. Everyone who's doing any type of experiment or scientist keeps a log of something so they can review. And I can do the same thing with my artwork. I'll write down things, I'll draw images, I'll make color references. If something bad happens to me emotionally, I'll write down in that book because I want people to understand that what I'm feeling on a day-to-day basis when I do my work. That's the one thing, I guess, my biggest pet peeve is that people look at my work and then they try to guess what I was thinking. Well, I want to be able to tell them what I was thinking and not have them put words in my mouth to make me into something that I wasn't. So that's why when you have the written word to express what you believe in your work, what the work is trying to do, and how you're trying to accomplish that, that will make more sense to the viewer and to the person who reads about you, and they will appreciate your work that much more. And I've had people tell me that once they've read what I've written and they see the work, it makes perfect sense to them what they're seeing. I even write in there, when my children had their birthdays, just the idea that I become human to somebody, that I was a loving father, an artist, and that I cared about my work, and I was very passionate about my work, so that when my grandchildren and great-grandchildren read about what I did, they understand who I was and what kind of man I was. With a sketchbook, you can write your notes, you can do different conceptualized drawings, and so I started doing that myself, and then I started doing color references and colored pencils on the sketchbook, and then I could take from that sketchbook, I can then see what the image, have an idea what the image is going to be like. So what I do is I take that image, then I can put it onto canvas or onto a board or onto a sheet and build it up from there and then embellish from that point. It gives you a lot more flexibility as far as producing the artwork when you start with a sketchbook and then keep notes on what you're doing. I feel that has helped me a lot as far as keeping some continuity in my work.